this fake government that is created to give it some form of appearance of being a democratic body that represents not just communist or the Polish Workers' Party. They try to make it broader, including some other political parties that had either been forced or swayed to join this formation, such as, for example, the Polish Agrarian Party, or Stronnictwo Ludowe, or Stronnictwo Demokratyczne, and a couple of other. But it is clear that the Polish Workers' Party has all the power, as they are in control of the Defense Ministry, the Security Ministry, the Propaganda Ministry. So all those hard ministries, so to say. Today they are known in Russia as the Siloviki faction, the people that are in control of those ministries, and the same applied for Poland in 1944. However, one of the government members isn't a Pole at all. It is Nikolai Bulganin, a high-up Bolshevik Russian communist who until that point had been a political commissar during the war in the Red Army, but now is being made as the representative of the Soviet Union to this Polish government. And he is also responsible for making sure that security and administration works for this new government. They in turn decide to maybe not reimburse, but to pay back that favor by quickly signing a document giving full authority to the Soviet secret police, the NKVD, of all areas that are so-called rare territories of the.
So effectively the whole of Poland for these purposes.
Exactly. As long as the war is going on in those areas, it means that the NKVD are free to roam around and do everything they want with the Polish government's permission. And actually, it was clear that that permission, it was a prerequisite from Stalin for them to even to be allowed to be created in the first place. So despite all these fancy names, the Polish Liberation of the Polish Committee of National Liberation and so on, or the State National Council, which was another body that was already existing, that was used by the Polish Workers' Party to give the illusion of having not a government, but a parliament that is technically directing the work of the government. But in reality, all the decisions are taken in Moscow and can only be implemented within a framework that these Polish communists, they can decide a little bit within the framework of how to put in place certain directives and other political recommendations. So in July, when all of this is going on, the Poles become more and more nervous. They see what the Soviets are doing. They see basically that they're trying to take over the country, and that there is not supposed to be an independent Poland after the war. The Warsaw Uprising is really the last act of desperation to somehow stop this. When the Warsaw Uprising, so 2 days after this, on July 29th, you have both this radio, Kościuszko, issuing their appeal, this radio station controlled by Moscow, calling for the Poles to rise up. But you also have the first armored units of the Red Army showing up on the outskirts of Warsaw, the absolute outskirts of it. However, they are counterattacked by 2 German panzer corps, so tank corps, and an intense battle breaks out. Nevertheless, the Poles, they see these approaching Soviet units, and they decide to start the uprising. The decision is taken on July 31st. It is decided that the next day at 5 p.m. The so-called V hour will take place, the hour when the fighting is supposed to start. After the fighting starts, quickly Stalin, despite having earlier made sure that this radio station will call for the Poles to rise up in Warsaw. He quickly issues an order making sure that there are no further Soviet advances near Warsaw. And very soon thereafter, the Soviet tank units in the area stop receiving all forms of fuel, making sure that even if somebody would want to disobey his orders, it simply wouldn't be possible.
Adam, as usual, we've come to the end of the segment, so I'm going to have to ask you to pause there, but we'll pick it up next time. There we are. I've had to interrupt Adam almost in mid-sentence, but fear not, if you join us next time, as we hope you will, we'll continue the story. In the meantime, thank you for watching Poland Daily History, and we look forward to seeing you next time.